Okay, hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a kind of a rant video. I've seen these rant videos done before, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Kind of a little bit of a disclaimer, this isn't about anybody on YouTube or anybody on here, so if you get offended about it, it would be ridiculous because it's not about anybody on here. It's just about things that bother me about the equestrian world. One of my biggest pet peeves about the equestrian world, I mean, I wouldn't even call it equestrian world, but it's kind of the cowboy attitude. It just bothers me so much because these people are like, they think they know everything about a horse and they think they know everything, but in reality they're very ignorant to how horses work and to how things should be done. And their motto is like, oh, if the horse doesn't stop, you need to get a heavier bit. I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't have your hands so heavy, and maybe you should actually bring it down and start teaching the horse actually how to stop instead of getting a harsh bit. I just don't understand these people. They just bother me so much. And then they act like they know everything, so if you try to tell them something about, like, or give them a suggestion, which I don't actually give out suggestions very often, but I'm like, if you change this up, your horse would act better. And then they'd be like, oh, you don't know nothing, you ride English. I'm like, what does riding English have to do with anything? If I know a lot about horses and I'm just trying to help you out, why would you point out that I ride English and I just don't even understand the concept of that. And I also get a lot of crap about riding in English, and they're like, oh, you ride in English and you're riding on a postage stamp. I'm like, people, the saddle has nothing to do with how I ride and how I treat my horses. I could ride in all my flat work and everything in a Western saddle that I could do in the English saddle, so there's really no difference. Kind of the cowboy attitude. It's always, oh, cowboy up, and if the horse bucks, instead of trying to figure out what's wrong with the horse, they go and like bronc bust him out, or they like tie ropes on him and do stuff like that. I'm just like, okay. And then they just treat me like I'm so stupid about stuff because I ride in English, and I'm just like, I just don't understand the thought process that goes into these people. I'm like, or know as much as you think you know about horses, because it'll just blow up into, oh, you're just trying to blah blah blah. No. You start, you say something about like, your horse has a personality. They're like, no, the horse doesn't have personality. They're just an animal. Okay, well, I have plenty of horses that have lots of personality. And then if you start talking to them about, say, like biomechanics of horses and how they actually work and how to get them on the bit and things like that, these people are just so ignorant. They're like, oh, none of that works. That's just your fancy English stuff. And I'm just like, okay. And I was going to say, on the Western riding thing, I don't have anything against Western riding. I ride Western, and I have a lot of respect for people who actually know how to work their horses appropriately in Western or whatever. I was just talking about kind of the Cowboy Up type of, oh, shank your horse down and put him on a harsh bit because you can't get him to stop. I'm like, and I'm not saying all cowboys are that way. I'm just saying where I live, they're pretty bad up there like that, so yeah. Another problem that I have with people who ride horses, I'm not going to say they're in the equestrian world, is they're very disrespectful, and they always get into your business with your horse, and even if they don't know a whole lot about you or your horse or how anything is working, they try to tell you what to do and try to, even though they're not trained professional people who can instruct and stuff or teach you how to do things, they always want to give you their opinion on stuff. And I'm just kind of like, keep your ideas and your opinions to yourself, because this is my horse and this is how I ride, and I know how to work my horse appropriately. Okay, so kind of the last and final thing, I guess, is like people putting horses in pens with other horses that should not be in pens with those horses, because they'll chase them around and they'll run them through fences and they'll do stuff like that. I have had problems with this, having horses that are really dominant over other horses, so they're going to try to assert their dominancy over these horses and run them around and stuff like that. And I always take the horses out, and I always keep them separate, or take the problem horse out and keep them separate, and to know that those horses need to be separate from other horses. People who know that these horses are aggressive and they put them in pens with other horses, and they run them through a fence, or they pull a ligament or something like that because they were being run around the field or something, is just, and then they're like, oh, I didn't know that would happen. Yeah, you did. Yeah. I just don't understand the thought behind these people and what they're thinking. I think it all boils down to ignorance, and people just don't know what they're doing. So yeah. So yeah, that's the end of my rant video. Yeah, thanks for watching my video. If you did like it, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, and yeah. If you have any suggestions, you can just leave those in the comments below. I have all my social media links in the description below, so you can go ahead and follow me on all of my social media. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video.